Hello there, welcome to the Rubber Room. It is time for a Lunchtime Live. I am Chris Kelly. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the Rochester Hills, Michigan area. And today, I'm popping on. I'm going to make sure I'm in the right spot here. Okay, I think that I am. And what I want to do today is share, we now have these great paper pumpkin add-ons. I'm not sure how I got so far up or down in here. Let me try this. It's always kind of a challenge for me to get to where I want to be. So I like to make it easier for you guys to see. So let's see if I can get this up just a tad bit for you without making you all really seasick. Let's see how that goes. There's a little bit of a lag, so I'm not sure how that's going to work. But paper pumpkin, we have the best paper pumpkin. It is a kit that comes in a box. It's a subscription and comes to your door, delivered directly to your door once a month. So I think that might be where we want to be. So this month we did an add-on which was cards, and I happened to buy them. This is this month or last month's paper. It may be 2 weeks ago now, 2 months ago now. But this is what your kit looks like. And it had stuff in it for boxes. So you could make these boxes with it, or you could purchase this add-on kit. And the add-on kit came like this, and there are 20 cards in here. So I used, and they have these great matching envelopes with them. Let's see if I can pull them out here. And they coordinate with the envelopes. So you have the little Blushing Bride envelope and the basic gray with the basic gray cardstock. So I combined these cards. There was 20 cards in here and 20 matching envelopes, and it was $10. And I combined it with some free Sale-a-Bration items. So if you guys don't know, Sale-a-Bration is here. It's happening right now, and I think it's so exciting. Sale-a-Bration is when you can get products for free with a minimum purchase. So your minimum purchase is $50 or $100. Hi, Marielle. Thanks for popping in. I hope that you are home and had just like a wonderful trip. So we're going to use our Sale-a-Bration, this adorable owl set. I think this owl is extremely adorable. So we're going to use him to make our cards today. And we're also going to use some of the free paper. And the paper is this huge pack. It's absolutely gorgeous paper, and it's very springy colors. So let me see if I can get that up there so you can see it. So you have that nice Highland Heather and just Mango Melody, just some beautiful colors in there. Balmy Blue, Petal Pink, Greeny Apple Green, Coral. It's just absolutely beautiful. And if you can see, they took these papers and made these little cracker boxes out of them. How cool is that for a holiday treat? I think that's just adorable. So we're going to use some of that paper today. And let's just hop in and get started. We're also going to use these pastel adhesive back to sequins. These come in 2 different sizes. So you have this kind of large size here, and then you have this smaller size. And because they're iridescent, they have they go with a lot of different things. So let's just pop right on here. And Sale-a-Bration is going to end the end of February. Usually we go for 3 months, but this year we are just going to go for 2. So it's just going to be January and February instead of January, February, and March. I'm going to grab some of my goodies here. We had our retreat this weekend, so a lot of my stuff is kind of still laying all over. It actually wasn't a retreat. We did a catalog launch, and I worked with a couple of my downline, and we just had a wonderful time. Afterwards, I was like completely exhausted, but exhausted in a good way, right? Okay, so we're going to start off with this beautiful pink one. And I have taken a piece of the vellum, and I used my my punch on that one. And then I have just a little piece of cardstock, Whisper or Basic White, and a bigger one that I'm going to stamp my sentiment on, and then a piece of the Designer Series paper. And again, the paper is two-sided, gorgeous. So I'm going to start off by just taking my card base, and these are really nice, sturdy card bases. It's going to go like this. So I'm going to take my piece of Designer Series paper and just use some Stamp and Seal, just my regular Stamp and Seal. This card's not going to go through a war or anything where it needs that extra bit of, I want to just check and make sure my card's going in the right direction. It needs that extra bit of kind of oomph holding it there. Okay, so I'm going to take my Fresh Freesia ink pad. For those of you that don't know, our ink pads open like a compact, so you just put your thumb in that little loop there and pull it up, slide it flat, and then towards you. I'm just going to take my congratulations. And when you're inking, you're just going to do a light tap, tap, tap on there. You don't want to smush it down and squish it all over or anything like that. I'm just going to put that right here. This stamp set has the best, really big, bold words. It's going to be one of my favorites. And then I'm going to take this. This says congratulations, and then this one says are in order. So I'm just going to stamp those on there. And then I'm going to bring in my owl stamp and my Memento ink. This is Tuxedo Black Memento ink, and I'm going to stamp my owl right on my little piece of scrap paper. Whoops, I missed his foot over there. I'm going to try that again. Okay, perfect. And these stamps you can leave like this, or you can color them, and it is a really quick color. So I'm going to go ahead and color. We made them some different colors when we were using that throughout the night. We have a team meeting once a month. We always do 4 make and takes at it, and they're always really simple make and takes. They've been prepped just the way you're seeing them prepped now. We do a lot of the prep work just because it's kind of a good time for team members to get to chat with one another, spend some time. Oh gosh, can't do 2 things at once apparently. Trying to talk and keep my area clean is a little bit more than this girl can handle this morning. It's a time to just kind of stamp, get to know one another. We do a swap, so you can vote on the swaps. There's a raffle, lots of fun things. We also have a what we call a share table, and people bring whatever they're working on and put it on the share table. We have a prize for the share table, but some people do classes that they're have upcoming. Some people just share a class that they took. Some people are 3D people and like to share a box that they made. Our monthly featured stamper will usually share what she's made. I'm using my Fresh Freesia Light Blend and my Dark Petal Pink and my Light Mango Melody. And then I have a light crumb cake. And I'm going to get 3 different or two different colors out of this crumb cake. So I always use the blend tip of my blends. I use the broad tip when I am using it to flick and add some color, but other than that, I use the nub end, as they say. So I'm just going to quickly color this guy in. It's a really big space, so it is a quick color. And then I'm going to do down here. So basically his face and his little belly are my light crumb cake. And then I'm going to go ahead and color, let me get it up a little bit more for you to see, the rest of his body. Kind of feel like that guy with the rest of the story, but we're going to color the rest of his body in here. In his little arms and ears. We already colored his legs mango. So you're good with that, his legs and his feet there. Okay, so now I'm going to come back and I'm going to color right over that light crumb cake. And I'm doing that just because I want a really subtle change in color. I don't want to go with the dark crumb cake because that's going to give me a darker color than what I really want here. I just kind of want like maybe one shade lighter. So I'm just going to go back and color him again. Okay, so you can see from one marker or one blend, I got two really distinct colors there. Okay, and then again, he is kind of an easy cut around just because he is kind of a bigger image. So I'm just going to kind of fussy cut him really quickly here. I don't know if you guys like to fussy cut it or not. I call it fancy cut, just because it makes my card look a little bit fancier. And it doesn't matter if you fancy cut it or if you die cut it, you're always going to get kind of a little pop-up or an extra layer on your card that makes it look a little bit fancier. So I'm just going to take a minute, and I find cutting relaxing. I know I have a lot of customers and team members who are not really all that keen on trimming and fancy cutting, but I don't mind it. So I'm just going to kind of take a minute here, and this is a good image. We also used our stylish shapes dies. I always have a problem with the name of those dies. Our stylish shape dies, which are stitched shapes that there's 4 banners and I believe 4 circles and 4 squares, and they all layer one on top of each other, and they are amazing. If I had to, those dies I use all the time. I have purchased the Something Fancy dies in the mini catalog, and those are going to be another set that I use all the time. They're just a great size and a great shape, and the ones in the fancy labels have different shapes to them, and they're just really, really cool. And I love a die that layers with another die. It makes things so easy to coordinate and add layers on there with them. Okay, so let's get this, finish this guy up, and we're going to carry the fancy cutting all the way through here, and we're going to fancy cut our words too. So let's continue on here. I'm just going to cut these words in at an angle on the edge there, and then I'm just going to give them a little line here. This does not have to be perfectly straight. It doesn't really matter. If you need it to be perfectly straight, you may want to throw it on your paper trimmer, but I'm not going to get all caught up in whether it's straight or not. We just kind of want it to be a a little skinny kind of half sentiment there. We're going to do the same thing in fancy cut around our words. Now you can easily leave them like this. I left a lot of white space on mine just because sometimes when the girls stamp, they get closer to one end or the other end. And so I want to be sure that they have enough space to stamp on. They feel comfortable cutting it, but you could easily trim this into a long rectangle and use it that way. I like just a little bit of white showing around my edges. Let's see if I can hold it down so you can see what I mean when I say the white showing around my edges. You guys know I'm left-handed. So sometimes it gets to be a little bit backwards or upside down for you. Let's see if I can trim that off and get it going again. Get all that white there. And I like to move my paper as opposed to my scissors. So that's what my right hand is doing over here. It's just kind of guiding my paper along where my scissors are. And we're going to pull it all the way around the corner. I hope you guys all had a great week so far. The sun is shining today. It's not going to be a sunny day all day, but boy, our weather has been rainy and cold. We had sunshine on Saturday for the event, and then on Sunday for the recovery. I don't know if you guys know, but I always feel like a retreat needs a recovery. And so it was nice to be able to recover while the sun was just shining. It has not been real warm, but that's kind of okay. As long as the sun's shining, I am good to go, I think. And it's shining today. I don't think it's going to be for long. When it rains, though, oh boy, I have some arthritis, and when it rains, I can really feel it. It's kind of a hazard of getting old, right? You hit 60 and all of a sudden you have arthritis, and my bones crack when I get up or when I sit down, sometimes both. So, but I can still get it all done, and the weather has a real effect on it, but that's okay because I can work around it. You just kind of got to keep going, right? And a little bit of arthritis is not the worst thing that's happening. And it's not in my hands, so I can still fancy, fussy cut as much as I want, right? That's a good thing. Okay, so now we're just going to pop this together. I'm going to put a little bit of my Stampin' Seal on the back in the middle of my vellum. It's going to show through my vellum, so by putting it in the middle, I can put my owl right on top of it. And I'm going to put my owl up on some dimensionals. Let's get some big ones here. There's some big ones. Just going to pop a couple of these on the back of him. And you can see your color kind of bleeds through there. And I'm just going to do two. I'm not going to do this side here because that side I am going to slip my words under. Oops. Got that all wrong. So I'm going to move my dimensional over to the other side. I had them upside down. Okay, so I'm going to put my little owl right in the middle of that fancy circle. And then I'm going to take some mini dimensionals. If you guys haven't used these mini dimensionals, you need to try them. They are perfect for these little words. And we're going to pop that up. They work the same exact way the big ones do, only they're little. And I'm going to trim this side just a little bit so it'll fit under my owl here. And we're going to put some of these little mini dimensionals on the back of our big sentiment that says congratulations on it. We're just going to pop it up a little bit. They call them dimensionals because they're going to give your card an extra dimension, an extra layer. Pop these backs right off here. And then we're also going to add some bling, right? We need a little bit of bling. This card we're going to use these as adhesive backed sequins and gems. They come in these 2 colors and they are absolutely gorgeous. They have so much shine to them. Can you see how cool they are, right? So let's see if this girl can find her take your pick tool. Oh, she's got like everything but. Well, I'm sure once I stop looking for it, I will find it. So I'll go ahead and use my scissors. Oh, there it is. See, once I stop looking for it. So you have this little putty that comes out of your take your pick tool, and you turn it, and then it pops out, and you can replace that cap also. So I'm just going to take 3 of these little kind of purpley ones. It's kind of a purple pink iridescent. And I'm just going to press down and add them on my card. There we go. So that is our first one. And they're super quick and easy because your card base is already made for you. Isn't that adorable? I just love it. So let me take a minute while I switch baskets out and see who's here with me. Cindy. 3 or 4 mini dimensionals. You won't be sad, Cindy, that's for sure. You like fussy cutting? All right. Well, Cindy, I'm glad you're here with us. Isn't that paper amazing? I love a nice big pack of paper for sure. Okay, so we'll get this one out of the way. And we'll do it a little my friend. How about that? This one, we got some twine we're going to use with it and all kinds of good stuff. The balmy blue is like my favorite color right now. Isn't this just balmy blue? Those little dots I think are so adorable. So for this one, we are going to use our balmy blue blend, our dark mango melody, light balmy blue, and light and dark crumb cake. Okay, so this one's going to be a fun one too. Let's just start. We'll take our card base and fold it and burnish it on our score line there. And then we're going to take this piece of our card's going to go like this. So we're going to take this piece, and you can use either side of your paper. It doesn't matter. Sometimes I'll do one way for class and then do it a different way for my demonstration. This one I'm going to keep this same. So this one's going to go at your left corner, your left side there. And then I am going to, this is from our Tailor Tags set. And then these two are our layering circles from the Stylish Shapes. And I'm going to stamp my sentiment, which says my friend, onto the tag. I don't know that I got that inked good enough. Yep, okay. I think I'm going to put this straight on here and kind of look underneath and make sure it's straight. Okay. And then I am going to stamp my owl onto my basic white die cut circle. Woo, sticky one. All right, I'm going to get those stamps and the ink out of the way. And we're going to do another quick color. And I'm going to show you a little trick again with this one. I'm going to do a little Mango Melody beak there. And you can use mango, you can use daffodil, you could even use a brown in there. You could really use whatever color you wanted. I have seen blue birds, all kinds of different color owls, so there's no need to think that you had to make them brown or gray or even white. They have a beautiful white snow owl, right? Okay, so now I'm going to take my light crumb cake and I'm going to do this outer ring around his eye. Okay. And I think that keeps that eye from like really popping out at you and being a little bit, I don't know, maybe aggressive about it. So then I'm going to take it, and again, this is going to be the nub end of my light crumb cake. And I've done the outer part of his eye, his face, and I'm going to do his belly. Okay, and then I'm just going to come back in like I did with the first one and give that a second layer of light crumb cake. Ooh, this one's got a little squeaky sound to it, doesn't it? So that's going to take away a little bit from the color on the outside of his eye. And you'll be able to see it, but they won't match exactly. So this is, I love being able to build up color using our blend. I have a Stamparatus class coming up the end of this month, and the Stamparatus is a great way to quickly and easily build up color, and so are our blends. So I like to do just a little color build up with them. Okay, and let me see if I can get that close enough that you can kind of see. I have to wait for that to catch up with me. See how the eyes, you can tell just a little bit of a difference in them. So I think that's kind of a cool way to build up the color. And then I'm going to actually come in with my dark crumb cake. And I'm going to use that for the rest of them. And these the blends just blend so easy. They make coloring like a real pleasure. I know some of you don't like to color, but coloring and fussy cutting are two things that really kind of ground me. They relax me. It's something I can do while I'm watching TV or having a conversation with my husband. You know, sometimes he likes to watch sports and he likes me to enjoy them with him, and I'm not really that much into sports, so I can keep my hands busy while we're doing that, and that makes it a little better for me than to have to just sit there and act interested in a golf tournament. Okay, so I'm going to put this right down at the bottom. So my white circle is going to touch right at the bottom of my balmy blue circle. And that is ready to go. And then I'm going to bring in this piece of paper. And this piece of Designer Series paper is going to go, I might even do that green side. I kind of like that green side. Yeah, I like that. So I'm going to do the green side here. And I have a piece of twine. And my twine is always nice and bouncy. So you guys know what I'm going to do. You can use your scissors. I think today I'm going to use my bone folder. And I'm just going to put my twine on top of my bone folder, the edge of my bone folder. Put my thumb on it and just pull it through. And that's going to make my twine nice and even, straight, so that I don't have to work with that curvy kind of wild mess. So I'm just gonna hold it on the back and wrap it around 3 times. I'm not even gonna hold it on the back. I forgot I'm gonna tie it in a bow. So I'm gonna leave enough string or twine up here to make a bow. And then I'm gonna wrap it around 3 times. And then I'll have enough here. In fact, I think, yeah, I'm gonna just do it 3 times. Yep, just 3 times. That will give me enough. I'm gonna make this one just a little bit longer. I'm trying to decide where I want to put my bow. All right. So my bow is gonna go about here. Okay, so I'm gonna leave these down and just put some Stampin' Seal on the back of here. I'm gonna put it right over my twine so it holds my twine nice and tight there. And then I'm gonna put it on both ends. And I'm gonna bring my card base back in and put it right there. So it's kind of centered. Let me get my card straight. There we go. And then I'm just gonna bring this in. I'm gonna tuck it under and then tie, I guess I'll bring this one up on the other side. Okay. And then here, I am going to bring this one. You can bring either one of them through the hole. So on the bottom, I'm going to take the bottom towards the top. And this one's just going to come over the top. We're going to tie it in a knot here. I'm going to have my knot go right in the middle, like about there. Oh, I want it down, okay. And I'm going to tie it in a knot because I think when I tie a knot, my bow will lay flatter. And then I just do, let's try this one. Okay, and you can just put your finger right on top of the knot and pull your little legs till you get it a size you like. There we go. And then I'm going to bring in my little ribbon scissors. Trim that off there. And I'm going to put my little guys up on dimensionals, my little owl. We'll just pop them up on some dimensionals. And he's going to go right there. And I'm going to actually pop a dimensional behind my sentiment here. Here we go. Okay. And that is our second one. This one actually is what it looked like with the other paper I used. So that's kind of a nice paper with the white one too. I like that. That reminded me though that I needed to add these little gems here. So I'm going to use the blue ones. Oh, that one fell sticky side up, so let's go there. And down there. And maybe right there. Okay. How fun is that? These cards I think are just so adorable, and you get the idea about how quick and easy they are. Usually I only keep you guys about a half an hour, so I'm going to not demonstrate these 2 other cards, but I will share them with you. Okay, and this one we used a dark crumb cake. We use the little gems here, the iridescent ones, and we put them right in the middle of that ribbon. That wide ribbon is just perfect for one of these. And again, these stitched shapes or dies are from the Stylish Shapes dies. Again, right? How fun. Okay, I must have one other one here. It was kind of a masculine one. It was the gray one. And I have no idea where that one got to, but I'm sure I will find it. And when I do, I will share it. I'll try and get a picture of it for you. And, gosh, that is really weird. Oh, here it is. I'll take it out of the little bag. I think because it was gray, I kind of thought it should be a little bit masculine. So you guys, I do have a Sale-a-Bration. Isn't that cute? And I use these kind of iridescent pink ones on there because I think when you put them with that coral, they look kind of coral, don't you? I think they kind of really shine on that Calypso coral. I do have a class coming up March 5th. I just started advertising yesterday. It is a Sale-a-Bration Stamp a Stack. You're going to make 12 cards, 2 each of 6 different designs. It's on February 5th, which is a Sunday, and it is from 1 to 3, or you can get it to go. This is a free class if you order $50 or more in products using my host code this month. So I will post the host code in this post as well and remind you, if you're to go, everything will be cut and prepped just like it was today. So you'll have all of your pieces of Designer Series paper cut. Your card base is going to be cut and scored. All of these pieces will be scored and die cut, and you'll be all set and ready to go. All you will need is your stamp set. And you can order stamp sets, obviously, or you can use any stamp set that you have. So it doesn't have to be exactly like mine. You could easily replace the owl on this card with any of our animal sets, a beautiful flower, lots of different things you could do. It doesn't always have to be exactly like mine. So keep that in mind. And thanks for tuning in on your lunch hour with me today. I hope that I see you guys sometime soon. At least by next Wednesday. I will be back next Wednesday at noon. Bye-bye.